Okay, so once again, good evening and welcome to the day 2 of this digital skills training. Once again, my name is Ino Zubeiru, and we started the previous class with copywriting. We'll be continuing with copywriting today, and then we're also going to round up copywriting today. Tomorrow we start with web design. So during the free webinar, I promised us that I'm going to be having a friend of mine who is a professional copywriter. He's here in the house, Mr. Kenny. I call him Mr. Kenny, Jojela Kendi. Yeah, we've known ourselves as far back as secondary school days, okay? All right, so he's here in the house, and he writes most of my copies, by the way. So I consider him a professional copywriter, and he'll be giving us 1 or 2 nuggets later in the class. So how many of us submitted our assignment? If you submitted your assignment, type 111 in the chat box. If you submitted your assignment, drop 111 in the chat box. If you didn't submit, drop 000. If you submitted your assignment, type 111 in the chat box. I'm not seeing, am I seeing? Oh, okay. I didn't put on the chat box. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, okay. 2 persons. Yeah. Okay, I received a number of assignments. So sorry, I've not gone through them. I had to move from one city to another city in order to find a very comfortable and a good place to hold the event today, okay? And I'll be here, I think, all through the period of this training. So those that submitted, thank you. I'm not seeing anybody type, oh, okay, Florencia type 000. You see, I submitted yours after the class, okay. The thing is, you'll be having many more assignments today because we're rounding up copywriting. So in order for you to learn, I'm going to be giving you a lot of assignments. So if you couldn't do the 2 that I gave in the previous class, you need to combine that together with what I'll be giving you today. Okay, so once again, you're all welcome. This is day 2 of the digital skills training. So, okay, all right. So in the day 1, we looked at the 5 traffic hacking skills. Of course, I set a goal for us. Somebody's mic is on. Gabriel, Mr. Gabriel. All right. So I gave us 2 goals. I remember in the day 1, number 1 is a skill goal, and number 2 is an income goal. Okay. So you need to set an income goal, and then you need to set a skill goal. And then we discussed the 5 traffic hacking skills. And I said number 1 is mindset. And I explained to us that we have a growing mindset and a limiting mindset. And then we discussed strategy. That's number 2. Then the skill that you're going to be learning or putting in place. Then leverage on people, leverage on platform, leverage on contacts, leverage on your network and all of that. Leverage on other people's resources too. Okay, and I explained what leverage is. Then we talked about discipline to see things through. Okay, in order for you to get anything done, you must be disciplined to see it through. All right. Then I explained to us also what copywriting is. I said copywriting is grabbing attention, maintaining that attention, and causing your audience to take an action. Okay, you grab attention, you keep that attention, and then you cause your audience to take an action. Then I gave us the 6 principles of copywriting. I said, number 1, you should determine your audience. And I gave you some things that you can use to determine your audience, who they are, their demography, their age, their thought pattern, and all of that. If you didn't get that, you go back to the previous recording. Then we also looked at the power of control. Then we looked at agreeing with likely objections. I'm just going over previous class, so I'll be rushing, okay? Then, okay. Then disrupt their brains, agree and confess to a weakness, the power of reverse psychology, Yeah, presenting bonuses, magnifying the offer, increasing the perceived value and all of that, explained that. Then we went on to look at the 9 elements of a sales copy. The 9 elements of a sales copy. Number 1, I say you should connect with who they are. And in order to do this, you need to research. Then number 2, you need to take away their power, their pain. Okay? Make them feel as though it's not their fault. Make them feel as though they deserve better. Okay? Then number 3, I said expand the gravity of the pain point. Make them know that this situation is very bad. Okay? Then bring out the solution. After doing that, you present the solution, which is either your product, your service, or whatever you are bringing to sell to them. So you don't have to appear all salesy, You first of all set the stage to bring in what you're offering. Then I said you throw the hook. What is that thing that will keep them hooked to what you are giving them? You need to learn how to create an offer. And I mentioned I'll be teaching us that during the free mentorship. Okay, then your manifesto, letting them know what they are going to lose if they don't take what you are offering to them as a solution to their problem. Then you learn to include testimonials, and then chewing-gum closing. I explain what chewing-gum closing is. Okay, then risk avert, or giving a guarantee. So basically, these are some of the things that we discussed in the previous class. Okay, I think many of you didn't have a question then, maybe because I had bombarded you guys with so much information within a short time. So before we move into today's class, let me find out who has a question, either from going over the recording of the previous class or from the assignment I gave. Although I've not gone through your assignments, pardon me, I'm going to do that, okay, before the end of the training. So basically, can I know if anyone has a question so that we just address it, and then before we move further? Anyone with a question? You can type it in the chat box, or if you are bold enough and there's no noise in your environment, you can unmute your mic and then you speak. Any such? Okay, is Precious saying yes, sir? Okay, Precious, you can unmute your mic and speak. Okay. Precious, all right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay. So my question is actually the 9 elements of effective sales copy.
Yes.
So I needed you to expand a point that you raised.
Okay. What
okay,
point?
Sorry. It's not 9 elements, 6.
The 6 principles. Okay.
6 principles, yes,
Yeah.
I needed.
Okay.
So this agree and confess to a witness.
Okay.
I actually don't understand that point.
Okay. All right. Okay. Any other question? Thank you, Pressure. Okay. Is that all? Is that all the questions you have? All right. Any other question? So I'll take all of them at once. Any other person having a question, please? Nobody. All right. So concerning agree and confess to a weakness. Now, there is no perfect product. Yeah. There is no perfect service, okay? And then people know this. So one thing you want to do as one of the elements or one of the principles of copywriting is to agree to some of the likely objections that your audience or your customers or your clients may have. For example, let's say you are trying to present to them a digital product or an online product, okay? Now, many people have been scammed online. many people, I was discussing with, I was discussing with someone today. Let me use someone. All right. And then I was talking about some of the things I was doing. He mentioned, I've been seeing your messages and all of that. I say, yeah. Then we started talking. And then he said, he's already done with such because he has had a lot of experiences online. People have scammed people online. People have joined platforms that later closed up and all of that. So one thing you want to do when your customers or your prospects come and say anything online is a scam, now you don't want to enter into an argument with them. You don't want to enter into an argument and start saying no. You first of all say, yes, I agree that there are scams online. Now you are not agreeing that everything online is a scam, but you want to first of all, make them feel that yes, you understand the truth in what they are saying. Okay, so you make them feel that okay, yeah, you understand that there are a lot of scam online, but then you now take control by then mentioning, how do I put it now, like how different your product or your service is. For example, I explained to you that someone came into my DM concerning this digital skills program, and he was concerned about being scammed, right? He mentioned that he had made payment to a platform and then the website closed down and all of that. So I told him, yes, it's true. There are scams out there. Now, this is me agreeing to a likely objection or weakness, okay? Agreeing to a likely objection or confessing to a weakness of the online space. But then I went further to say, yes, there are scams out there, but you are not interacting with a website. You are interacting with me directly, okay? So I don't know if that answers your question, Precious. All right, does that answer your question? You can either unmute or you can just type, all right, thank you so much. Mr. Farouk, you say, please go through the 6 principles again. Please check the recording of the first class. You have the recording is in the link, and I still mentioned them when I came into class today. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go into today's class. So today we'll be discussing the 10 building blocks of copywriting. There are building blocks of copywriting, some of the things that make your copy to have life and blood, okay? Those are the things that you ensure when you're writing a copy. We call them building blocks. So there are 10 of them, and I'm going to be sharing them with you. But first of all, I need to mention that before you ever write any copy, first of all, determine what your product is. Determine what your product is. Secondly, determine your audience. Who are you writing this copy to? Okay, determine your audience. Then you also think about the strategy that you're going to use. Think about the strategy that you're going to use. And then you have to do a lot of research in all of these areas, because your product is going to determine the audience. And then in turn, it is also going to determine the strategy to be used. For example, when I was putting up this digital skill training, what was my product? Digital skills training, okay? My product was a digital skill training or a service. Please, whenever I use product, you can use them interchangeably, whether it's a service, is a business, is whatever you're rendering, okay? It mustn't be a physical product. So I can use them interchangeably. So I had to determine what my product was. What's my product? I want to do a training. Now, who are my audience? I had to determine my audience, and then I had to target this at students. Note that digital training could have been targeted at workers, at just any category of persons, okay? But then I particularly targeted this training at students. So you need to determine what your product is. You need to know what is it that you're trying to give out as a product or a service. Then you need to determine the audience. who are the people that need this product? Who are these people that need this service? Who are the people that need this thing that I'm giving out? Okay, then you now consider the strategy you are going to use. There are different strategies that you can put in place when selling your product. Do you want to run ads online? Do you want to go organic? Do you want to drive them into a class, maybe do a free class first and then sell to them like I did? There are different strategies, okay? So you also determine your strategy, and then research is always at the base of all of these things. I hope I'm not talking too fast. If you're understanding me, type 111. If you're understanding me, type 111. There are 11 persons in this group. All right, Mr. Farouk, thank you. Mr. Farouk, thank you. All right, Mike, Daniel, peace. All right, thank you so much. It means we are following. I'm very careful because I know that not all of us are at the same level. And then there are even people who just left secondary school in this group. So I want to be carrying everybody along. But one thing I want you to do is you need to be going over this teaching over and over again. I do that myself, where I also learned from, okay? So sometimes you need to always go back, check something. Sometimes you just go over it, you pick a new thing once you do. All right, so let's go into the 10 building blocks. If you want to write a copy, if you want to write something that is going to capture attention, that is going to keep that attention and is going to cause your audience to take an action, there are 10 things to take note of. We call them the 10 building blocks. Number one is your headline. Now, I told us to write 10 captivating headlines as an assignment last week. Okay, this is in preparation for today's class. So number one is your headline. I told you things like breaking news. People like to just read breaking news. So I did an ad on my status, was it yesterday? And I said, breaking news, ASU extends strike by 2 months. Everybody who sees that will want to stop and read what I'm saying, okay? And then I started putting in the other copies after that. So you want to use a very, very captivating headline. Sometimes you can use a question. Do you know that the sun did not come out yesterday? Somebody wants to stop and like, what do you mean by what you're saying? Okay, now that is like a bit to get them to read what or I told us copies are not only text, they can be videos, either a video or an audio. So in any way you're using it, so it's also to get them. It's an attention. Your headline must be attention grabbing. That is what grabs the attention. Okay, then you can use secrets. Let me show you a secret system that you can use to make 200K monthly. Everybody wants to hear secrets. Everybody is an amebo at one level or another. That's just it. Okay, so people want to know secrets. When I was doing the webinar, the free webinar that I did, I said I am going to show you what a secret system. People want to hear secrets. I'm going to tell you some other things that I use later on. Okay, sometimes you may want to use controversial statements. Do you know that Buhari has not been the president of Nigeria for the past 5 years? No, is that controversial? Well, just get a controversial statement, something that, you know, grabs attention. Okay, so your headline must always justify your copy. It grabs the attention, but then the flow of the copy must always flow in the pattern from which you started with the headline. So number one building block is your headline. It must be very captivating. Okay, so number two is your opening. After the headline, there's a way you go on to open or to start your copy. Basically, you've already captured their attention to come and read your copy or listen to what you're saying or watch your video. Now, what you say in your opening statement also matter. It follows the heading. Now, this is what will determine if this person will continue reading or continue listening to what you are saying. Okay, So everything must always be a pointer to the next. So your opening must lead them to read the next paragraph or the next line or the next thing you're about to say. So for example, if you listen to my webinar, after I how did I even start my webinar? Yeah, after I welcomed everybody and all of that, and then I now started by giving my story. People want to hear story, and then I introduced myself, and then each level introduces you to the next until I then presented what I wanted people to take action about. So your opening is also very key. Then number three building block is your credentials. Who are you? Who are you? Let me just put it that way. So by the time you have given a headline, you have had an opening statement or an opening paragraph, the next thing people want to know is, Oga, who you be? So I'm Inos Beru, I'm a digital skills trainer, and I'm an affiliate marketer. I am Inos Beru. I am a master's student of so. Okay, so it helps people to connect with who you are. It helps people to connect with who you are. So you want to present your credentials. Don't allow people to read until the end of your copy before you are telling them who you are. All right. Then the next is your offer. The next is your offer. You want to present your offer. That's the number 4 building block. I discussed about offers and bonuses in the previous class. I'm going to be expanding on it during the mentorship, okay? Then number 5, bullets. Now, this is where you present the benefit of what you are selling. The benefit of what you are selling. So you say, let me use what some of these drug sellers used to do inside the buses, all of that. They just bring one product. They'll say, this one, if you have backache, it go cure them. If you get catarrh, it go cure them. If you get this one. So this is where you want to present the benefit of your product. If this person takes your product, what is the benefit to him, not to you? Please, your copy must always show as though it is to the advantage of the person buying, not to your own advantage. The reason is because people don't really care about you. People care about themselves, okay? So you need to make them feel that this is advantageous to them, not to you, okay? So you present the benefits of what you're selling. Number 6 is testimonials. Please, are we following and are we writing? Okay. All right. So number 6 is testimonials. You need to present the testimonials of people who have tried this product, people who have used, thank you, Mr. Michael, people who have used this service that you are giving them. Okay. So you can be something like, say, somebody had a serious backache yesterday, and then he was able to use this product, and then by today he couldn't even stand up, but today he's already standing on his feet. Okay, that could be a testimonial. If possible, get these people to give that testimonial by themselves. They can do maybe just a recording, maybe an audio or a video, just a few seconds to a minute, and say, you see this thing, I used it during when I was having so, and it worked. And that is all people want to see sometimes. So they need to know that I am not your lab rat. I'm not the one that you are trying to try this product on. Other people have used it and it has worked for them. And it applies to product, it applies to service, it applies to everything that you're trying to put out there and sell, okay? So number 7 is value justification. Value justification. Yes, you have presented this good product, this good service. Okay, someone here. yes, you have presented this good product, you have presented this good service to these people, okay? Now, people don't really buy products because it is good. People want to know that they are getting value for what they are paying. Excuse me. Okay, so people don't really buy a product because it's good. People want to know that they are getting value for what they are paying. So you need to justify the value that they are getting. Okay. Now let me look for an example of value justification. Let me use this training for example. This training is worth 215,000, but I'm giving it to you just at the rate of 10K. All right. Now, I'm giving you something of a very high value, but I'm giving you at a lower rate. Okay. All right. So people need to know that what they are paying for is really, really of value to them. Then number 8, building block, risk reversal. I think I discussed it yesterday. It's also part of the 9 elements of an effective sales copy. So you want to be able to give either cashbacks, either free trials. This is where some of the marketing companies do. You know, they come with a product. They say, okay, I'll give you one, try it. If you like it, buy the other one, right? Or if you buy 2, you get 1 for free. This is where, or you do cashbacks. You can say, okay, if you buy this course, for example, I'll give you 4,000 naira back. That could happen for maybe affiliate marketers. Let's say if your commission is like 40%, and then you're trying to sell that product to someone, you can say, okay, I'm going to give you 20% back after you must have bought this product. Okay. So what this does is you already know that 40% is coming to you. So giving out 20% to the person is like giving half of your commission. So the person feels like, oh, there's value in this thing, and this person is even going to give me back so amount. So it makes the person want to buy. So that is risk reversal. Okay. You can also say, if you try this product and it no work, bring out, will give you back your money, something like that. Then number 9, very important, very, very important, call to action. If you have written an effective copy, and you don't tell people what to do, it will shock you that many are not going to take whatever you're offering or the product you are trying to sell. So you want to, at the end, after putting all of these things in place, you want to say, buy this thing now. Or in order to get this, you can make payment to so account and send the proof of payment, and you get your product. So you want to do what? Call them to action. You want to tell them what to do next. Okay. You want to tell them what to do next. How do they make payments? How do they get this product? How do they get this service? There are many people who come tell the benefit of their product. I'm a web designer. I do very good web design, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, you don't tell the client how he's going to, you can even tell him, maybe some people even go ahead, mention the price, mention this, but you are not telling them at the end of the day, this is how you're going to make payment. Your copy must always have a call to action. Either you're rendering a service, it mustn't be payment, okay? Whatever the end game is for you must be in your copy, all right? That's call to action. Then number 10 is urgency and scarcity. Please, I want you to pay attention to this part too. Many business people make this mistake, especially people that sell physical products. Maybe let's say someone sells t-shirts, for example. They will say, see this t-shirt, I get them plenty, different colors. You know what you're telling the person? That this thing is still available. You can come and take it anytime. It's not urgent. Do you get? You want to say, you see this dress like this. Now the last one will remain. And as it is, a person don't book them. Now just say now because now you. Do you get what I'm doing? Okay. So you need to attach urgency to whatever you're doing. Let me ask, who can spot the urgency I used during the free webinar? Maybe somebody might win a free gift this night. Who can spot the urgency that I used during the free webinar? Let me know someone is grabbing what I'm saying. Okay, is somebody answering? You can either unmute or you type, anyone. If your environment is not noisy, please, you can unmute. Who can tell me the urgency that I used during the free webinar? Is anybody saying anything? Okay. Yes, thank you, Precious. Precious is trying to be my, yes, Mr. Michael, only 25 slots. Thank you. That's it. Now, okay, yeah, the price may go up. That is what urgency. So you need to make payment now. All right. So now what you need to attach urgency, okay? Limited slots available. Send me a DM now. The reason is because the world is noisy. When people say I will do something later, they don't end up doing it at all. When people say they will do something later, they don't end up doing it at all. Okay, so you want to impute scarcity and then urgency. You need to tell them how they must take action now. There are only 25 slots available. See, this group has over 200 people. I'm giving this to only 25. That is urgency. Okay, that's scarcity. Urgency. By tomorrow, this price is going to double. By tomorrow, this price will double. So pay now. Okay. All right. So just like I mentioned, this would go out just in a few seconds. Please just click the same link and join back the meeting. This is because I want to have this video in sections, and then we discuss the next aspect of today's meeting. Okay, so please just click the same link and join back the meeting. Thank you.